Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
That was filled with energy, which our Bima is filled with right now because we are being led tonight by our fabulous confirmation class. So we want to welcome you to Shabbat services, but also welcome you to the celebration of our confirmation class. This class together has studied theology. What does Judaism have to say about God, and what do each of them think and feel, and how does it influence who they are? Together, we went to Washington, D.C. on the David Silverman Memorial Confirmation Trip through the Religious Action Center for Reform Judaism, where they learned about lobbying. And this class chose to speak to our senators and representatives on teen mental health, anti-Semitism, climate justice, and reproductive rights. This last semester, they have thoughtfully been preparing for tonight's service. You'll hear what they think about different prayers. If you took one of the pamphlets on the way in, you'll be able to read personal statements that they each wrote about what they are confirming tonight. If you weren't able to take one, you can take one on the way out. It will be interesting reading, I promise. And they are really stepping into their own as members of our community, as you will see as they lead us in prayer this evening. But before they can lead us, we want to make sure that we are a community, so we invite you to turn to the people around you to wish them Shabbat Shalom. If you don't know each other, please introduce yourselves. We also know that not everybody is able to make it to be with us in the sanctuary. So if you will turn to the cameras behind you and wave, we wish Shabbat Shalom to everybody who is watching our service tonight. We hope that you'll participate with us as we lead tonight. I continue by inviting forward Asher Schreibman.
When we light the candles, we welcome peace and light into our homes. These blessings remind us that we have been sanctified by Adonai and that we have been given the opportunity to bring holiness into the world. Kiddush, the blessing over the wine, sanctifies Shabbat, helping us pause and recognize the sacredness of time. These rituals aren't just traditions. They are opportunities to slow down, reflect, and connect with what really matters. My name, Asher, means blessed as well as happiness in Hebrew, and I truly feel that way. I've been blessed with a loving family, amazing friends, and a supportive community. Every Shabbat, I'm reminded of how lucky I am to have these people and moments in my life. Tonight, I want to share my gratitude, not only for what I've been given, but for the chance to grow, contribute, and bring light to others. That, to me, is what Shabbat is all about, recognizing our blessings and using them to bring more kindness, peace, and joy into this world.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava uvratzon hinhilanu. Kodesh, Zeher L'Tziat Mitzrayim, Kivanu Baharta, Ve'atanu Kidashta, Mikol Hamim, V'Shabbat Kodecha, Be'ahava Uvratzon, Hinhaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
Please rise.
My name is Daniel, and I wrote this with Frida, who couldn't be here tonight. We have been friends for 11-ish years. The prayer, Hava Olam, is about love. When speaking of love, we may think of our best friend or our lifelong partner. We may not realize that our relationship with God is another form of everlasting love. The love of the God, the Torah, and the love of our faith is everlasting. We may not know it or feel it immediately because this love is indescribable. We feel God's love in the people around us and the people we go to for support. The people we love and the people that love us is God showing us love. God shows it through our people. So as we sing this prayer, hold someone you love in your heart and make sure they know you love them.
Day and night, show us the way, teaching us to number our days, when we rise and when we lie down. Ahavat olam, ahavat olam. Shmati, Otan Hulen Madeta. Day and night, show us the way, teaching us to number our days when we rise and when we lie down. Ahavat olam, ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, amcha avta, Torah u'mitzvot, ukim l'shmati, otan hulen madeta. Day and night, show us the way, teaching us to number our days when we rise and when we lie down. Ahavat olam.
The Shema is one of the most important prayers in Judaism. In some ways, the Shema is more like a commandment than a prayer. The Shema shows us how we should look up to God and that God is one. As a 15-year-old, it is hard for me to commit to many things, but in my eyes, the Shema is like a declaration to Judaism. It asks us to declare our faith in God and Judaism with all our being.
למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Mi Hamocha tells the story of the Israelites crossing the Red Sea to escape slavery in Egypt. When they reached safety, Miriam led the women in song and dance. As a performer, I love how the prayer shows a woman leading through music. When I hear the words, I feel connected to all the women who have used their voices to celebrate freedom. This prayer reminds me that music has always been a powerful tool for expressing both joy and resistance, from biblical times right up to today.
Hashki Venu is a prayer that we traditionally sing before we go to sleep. We sing this to ask God to protect us while we sleep and to protect us from the things that frighten us. Hashki Venu serves as a reminder that God is always there to protect us, whether we are sleeping or wide awake. I like this prayer because it brings me back to singing it at Liberty and Nifty Sar events. Being surrounded by Jewish teens just like me reminds me that even in dark times, literally or figuratively, I can get through them with the help of God and others.
The next prayer we'll be singing is Vishamru. This beautiful piece of Torah grounds us in something timeless, the sacred rhythm of Shabbat. It teaches us that Shabbat is not just a day off, it is a covenant, a promise between God and the Jewish people. It calls us back to creation itself, 6 days of building, followed by a day of rest, when even God paused and was refreshed. In our modern world that never seems to stop, that kind of rest feels more vital than ever. Rest isn't just a luxury, it's essential. Physically, it strengthens our bodies, boosts our immune systems, and supports heart health. Mentally, it calms the mind, helps regulate stress and anxiety, and sharpens our focus. But Shabbat is more than rest. Rest heals the body. Shabbat nourishes the soul. It brings with it holiness, meaning, and sacred connection. Vishamru tells us that this sacred bond is not temporary, it's meant to last for all time. And the final line always moves me. God ceased from all work and was refreshed. If even God needed rest, how much more do we? Shabbat reminds me there is more to life than constant motion. It gives me time to breathe, be with my family, my community, to step outside and notice the world around me, to reconnect with God and with myself. After a long, chaotic week, stepping into Shabbat, whether in person or over the live stream, feels like flipping a switch into a different, more sacred rhythm. As we move into Vishamru, I invite you to reflect on how you might bring a little more sacred rest into your life. What helps you truly unwind? And how might Shabbat offer not just rest, but renewal? Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'torotam be'ritolam Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'torotam be'ritolam B'nei Ruvain, B'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam Veshamru B'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam be'ritolam Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam be'ritolam Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinavash Shabbat vayinavash Shabbat vayinavash Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam be'ritolam
The first prayer of the Amidah is the Avot V'Imot. Thank you. Essentially, it's about our connection to our ancestors through God. But for me, the relationship works the other way around. I don't necessarily feel closer to my ancestors because of God. I feel closer to God through my ancestors. Every time I hear a story about my grandfather, the one I never got to meet, I feel a kind of presence, a connection. And somehow, that connection opens up something spiritual for me too. People say I do things the way he did, that I hum and whistle like he did, that we look alike, that we like the same kinds of food. All of that makes me feel like he's still with me in some way. And when I feel that, I also feel close to God. I feel the same thing at Camp Coleman. My mom went there when she was younger, and when I'm there, I feel connected to her childhood, her stories, her joy. We also have Hanukkah menorahs at home that once belonged to other family members, and when we light them, I'm not just lighting candles, I'm lighting memory and tradition. That's what I mean when I say I feel a kind of kinship with this prayer. Not just because I know the names or the melody, but because I understand the idea of being connected to those who came before me. The words of Avot V'Ima'ot stretch all the way back to Abraham and Sarah, and every time I say them, I feel like I'm part of that same long chain of Jewish life, of people who choose to make this sacred tradition matter. And in that chain, I find God, not just above me, but behind me, beside me, and within the people I come from. Please rise for the Amidah. Here, I'll do this.
You are blessed and you are holy. You are blessed and you are praised. You are blessed and you are faithful to the one who praise your name. You are kind and you are healing. You are cleansing of my soul. You are loved and pure and gracious. You are real and make me whole. Adonai Sfatai Tiftach Ufiya Ki Tehilatecha. Open my lips for your praises that show through your graces. Open up my lips. Open up my lips.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah El Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot Umevi Gula Livnei V'neihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magin Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav L'Hoshia Morid Hatal Mechalkel Chayim B'Chesed Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Baal Gevurot Umido Melach Melech Meimit Umechayeh Umatmiach Yeshua Emanat Al Hachayot HaKol
Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh v'kadoshim b'chol yom ya'alu asela Baruch ata Adonai ha'el ha'kadosh.
Please be seated. I love reading, and reading has always been a way for me to transport myself into a different world. One book that had a profound impact on me is Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. A big part of the book that I really connect to is how Margaret prays. Margaret doesn't grow up in a household with a religion, and this causes Margaret to develop her own religion. She talks to God kind of like a friend and tells God all about her life problems. After reading this, it inspired me to say my prayers like this and start, Are you there, God? It's me, Abby. Then I talk to God about things that I need help with, things I'm thankful for, or things I'm looking forward to. Praying like this changed how I think about God and has made prayer a lot more meaningful for me. I now think of God as a mentor and as a being that can guide me through life. Using what I learned from this book, I invite you to close your eyes and think about these questions as you go through silent prayer. How do you perceive God? As a friend, mentor, or something else? How do you pray to God? In a friendly way, a formal way, or something else? How do you frame your prayer? Do you just start praying? Or do you say hello to God? How do you want to pray to God? We now take time for silent prayer, sharing with God the words of our hearts in whatever ways help us to connect.
On the screen behind us, you will see the names of those in our community whom we know to be in need of healing this Shabbat.
The Misha Berach is a prayer we often say to ask God to heal the ones we love. It's meant for those who are in pain, who feel alone, and who are scared of an uncertain future. When I hear this prayer, I hear my mother's voice, singing beside me or just behind me during services. The love and warmth in her voice guides me, even far beyond the walls of the synagogue. One day, I hope to sing the same melodies to my own children, the ones I've heard throughout my childhood. I hope this prayer will guide them, just as it has guided me.
About a year ago, my grandma was dying. She was struggling and in pain. Thankfully, she had family and friends around, but she was probably still scared of an unknown future, and knowing she felt helpless made me feel helpless too. The Misha Berach reminds us that while we may not be able to heal someone, we can still be there for them. We can show up. We can help with simple things that have become hard. We can cook for or with them, sit beside them, and remind them they are loved, no matter their abilities. It's a prayer about healing, yes, but more than that, it's a prayer about presence, about how love can be a kind of medicine even when nothing else can be.
Confirmation class. The microphone is on, but not high enough. There it is. All right. So I have a question for you, and it's a question that I hope that you will think about for a moment, and also I'm going to invite you to actually answer. Okay? So I want to ask you, what makes a community feel like your community? What makes a community feel like your community? Take a moment. Think about that. Now, not all at once. In other words, not like in class. But what makes a community feel like your community? Asher, I know your name, yes? Okay, so when you feel safe and secure and at home in that community, great answer. What else? Nora, yeah. when you can act like your real self. Okay, safe at home, act like your real self. When they like you unconditionally just for who you are, right? Okay, beautiful. Anyone else want to add? Yes, Abby. The laughter that you share with each other. Beautiful. Yes. The memories that you share, the memories that you co-create together. Perfect. Anyone else? All right. Here's the thing. When the clergy team were meeting, and I was meeting with the clergy team, and I said to the clergy team, I wonder what we should talk about to this class. One of the things that came up immediately was about the idea of the community that you have created. Because everything that you just said about the memories that you create together, about the ways in which you laugh together, being loved unconditionally for who you are, feeling welcomed just as you are, everything that you've said is exactly what you have created for yourself in this class and in this community. And Jewish life has always been built around this word, kehillah. And you chose the concluding song for the service tonight, which is Kehillah Kedoshah, a holy and sacred community. Kehillah has always been something that is central to who we are. And it means something more than just a group of people who are in a room. It means more than people who are on a membership list. Because at a time that we live in right now, it's so easy to be around people, to be around them, and to still feel totally alone. And what I'm talking about sometimes is this. To be sitting around and scrolling through TikTok, right? I don't have it, but I've heard about it. Or Instagram or something else, and to be with other people around you and not even engage. And I think that we live in a world where we're able to feel together and also alone. And that's why Kehillah isn't just about being in the same place. It's about, as you all said, about being known for who you are, being loved for who you are, being understood for who you are, and knowing and understanding and seeing other people for who they are as well. To share those memories. It's about being needed not for what you achieve, but for who you are. This year, you didn't just show up. You built that kind of kehillah, that kind of community for each other through your presence, through your honesty, through your laughter, through your compassion, through your dedication, through your commitment to making our world and our country better. And you reminded us of what it means to belong. You've taught us that a kehillah is something not that we find, but it's something that we create. And that matters. It matters because, and this is the hard part, you're coming into an age in the world, or you're coming of age in a world that is loud and full of opinions. You're coming of age in a world that is, I don't know if you've noticed, fractured with a lot of conflict. You're coming of age in a world that is flooded with messages telling you about who you have to be and what you have to believe and how you are supposed to somehow measure your own self-worth. You're coming of age in a world where all of that is happening at once. But Judaism doesn't begin with shouting, contrary to popular opinion. Judaism begins with listening. And it begins with the understanding that none of us can carry the weight of the world alone. And so, our charge to you as clergy is to be the kind of person who doesn't just join community, but helps others to feel that they belong within it. Because this world, when it's so isolating, we can scroll more than we can speak. We are endlessly connected online, but still aching for something real. And what you've taught us is that this confirmation class is that you can be builders of the circles that widen. You can be the voice that makes space for others. You can be the reason that someone feels less alone in this world, because the world needs you desperately. And Judaism, at its heart, is not just a set of ideas. It is a people that you belong to. It is a promise that is yours, and it is a home. And the truth is, you are not doing something past tense. You are not confirmed today. What you're confirming is that we are passing Judaism continually to you. You're not the end of the story. You're in the middle of it. And the real question is how you take the tools that you have and how you shape the community, the kehillah that comes. So our prayer for you is this: may you walk forward with courage and conviction. May you build communities of depth and of warmth, of joy and justice and laughter and everything you said. May you never forget that in a world that so often divides, that you are called to connect. And may you always know that this is your kehillah. You're not only part of it, we as a community are stronger because of your leadership. So now, we're about to invite you to be blessed by your clergy. Not to just stand as individuals, but as part of something larger than yourselves. And to be seen and to be celebrated for who you are, blessed by your clergy and your community who believe in you, who love you, who laugh along with you, and who know this truth. Not only do you belong here, but we are better because of you. Now, families, usually we stand when the ark is open. I know that. I've asked people to rise all the time when I'm about to open the ark. I know that, I promise. But I'm going to invite you to sit while the ark is opened, because here is how we're going to do this. The clergy are going to stand in place and open the ark, and the students are going to then come forward for their blessing. And as they come forward, we want to invite their families and their loved ones who are here tonight to stand with them in your place. And then after their blessing, you can be seated, and the next students will come forward, and their families will stand. Does that make sense? Okay. As we continue to do this blessing, we're going to hear some music, but we ask you and invite you to please be quiet. So it's a really hard thing to ask in a Jewish community, I know. But to ask you to be quiet so that the students can hear the blessings that we're giving them. And so now invite my clergy team to please come forward.
in the period of counting between the holiday of Passover and the holiday of Shavuot. We count 49 days. And so, because we are in this time, we're going to join together with, I hope, the words on the screen, a blessing for the counting of the Omer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu al sfirat haomer. Hayom arba'a ushloshim yom, shehem arba'a shavuot v'shisha yamim la'omer. Today is the 34th day, which makes 4 weeks and 6 days of the Omer.
For the Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'teit gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei ha'aratzot, Velo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama, shelo samhakenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kecho hamonam, va'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umotim, lifnei melech, malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, v'ne'emar, v'haya Adonai, lemelech al kol ha'aretz, bayom hahu, yiheh Adonai echad, u'shemo, echad.
Especially on days when we are marking a life cycle and a celebration, we think of those in our lives who are not here, but who have shaped each and every one of our confirmands and has shaped each and every person who is here. As I say the name of your loved one, I invite you to please rise. Our congregation mourns the loss of Josephine Marie Welter. In the period of Shloshim, in the first 30 days since their passing, we remember Nadine Fox, Rochelle Geiger, Carol Lash, Sandra K. Marshka, and Gary Simboras. On their yard site, the anniversary of their passing, we remember Hans Anker, Susan Brines, Gerald Brickman, Howard Burton, Evelyn Chesler, Joseph Clayman, Jack Dutton, Ken Faberman, Melvin Epstein Festinger, Selma Schwartz Fox, Jane Betty Greer, Pauline Griffin Hagen, Donald Herman, Florence Hollins, Betty Ilfelder, Sophia Hooden Jacobson, Samuel Jaffe, Edward Juris, Joseph Kahn, Mildred Krasner, Arkady Kurgan, Larry Lefkoff, Johnny Lehman, Arnold Levison, Leah Liss, Daryl Lorio, Renata Moss, Rose Mann, Burt McLeod, Ron Myers, Ruth Parton, Ellen Gottlieb Pickett, Leonard Reed, Elizabeth Rowe, Celia Schechter, Sylvia Schunwalter, Saul Sherman, Arthur Stamler, Robert K. Stein, Joanne Swan, Harry Sweetbaum, Howard Udoff, Donald Weinberg, Hyman Weingart, and Florette Schloss-Weil. I invite the congregation to please rise as we provide support for all who are mourning as we join together in the words of Mourner's Kaddish.
Yit Gadol v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma divarach hirutei v'yamlich machutei B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei techol beit Yisrael Ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam ulamei almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh V'yit hadar, v'yit alev, v'yit halal, shemei dekudasha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, huya se shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen.
Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen.
We are deeply grateful to Rabbi Nichols for guiding us throughout our journey to Washington, D.C. and in confirmation this year. Thank you also to Nicole Sidman for all your support and leading us in D.C. as well. We really connected through this trip. Thank you to the entire clergy team of Temple Beth, Cantor Rodnitsky, Rabbi Erdheim, and Rabbi Knight for your leadership, care, and inspiration.
Thank you as well to those who have made an impact along the way, including Miss Patty, who has been so much fun to sing with. We love our confirmation family, and we're especially thankful to all of our families who have supported us every step of the way. Thank you.
As a class, we wanted to leave something meaningful behind, something that reflects our connection to Torah and to this sacred community. Together, we have chosen the gift of a yad, a Torah pointer, to the congregation. It was crafted in a small workshop in Jerusalem and will be used in a Torah scroll that many of us read from at our B'nai Mitzvah.
This yad will be a part of the sanctuary for years to come, connecting future generations to the same sacred stories and traditions that shaped us. In this way, even as we head off to college and beyond, a part of us will always remain here.
College and beyond. I mean, what? We're not ready for that. Your parents are not ready for that either, yes. It is with great pleasure that I also invite forward Dr. Fred and Joy Miller to come present the Michelle Miller Award.
It'll be good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And the certificates are right here.
Good evening, everyone. Before we get started, I just would like to say to the confirmation class, you are all more than impressive. You're knowledgeable, poised, well-spoken, and in total command of the evening. If tonight is any indication of your future accomplishments, I'm confident there will be many.
It was very inspiring and meaningful. So, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom. Congratulations, confirmands. You have worked hard and have reached this milestone in your Jewish lives. The fact that you are all sitting here tonight is confirmation that you all have made a commitment to further your Jewish education. Commitment is the quality of being dedicated to a cause, an endeavor, or a goal. You are all about to complete your high school education, and you may now be in the process of making plans to pursue a college education, learn a trade, or volunteer to serve your country or your community. In order to be successful, you need to make a commitment to that cause, endeavor, or goal.
Our daughter, Michelle, participated in Hebrew High School confirmation program of 2001-2002. Michelle was also active in B'nai B'rith Youth Organization. Both programs were very important to her, and she had many close friends, both here at the Temple and in BBYO. At school and in her competitive dance studio, she had many friends of all faiths and nationalities. Michelle was very comfortable with her Judaism, and she took every opportunity to educate her non-Jewish friends about her religion, and in doing so, she dispelled a lot of misconceptions non-Jews have about Jews. She was respected by her peers and by their parents. Michelle was committed to the Jewish community.
Tragically, 23 years ago, Michelle died in an automobile accident in which she was a passenger in the back seat of a car driven by another friend. As a result, she never made it to her confirmation at Temple Beth. That year, the confirmands dedicated their confirmation service to her. Following that, in order to honor her memory, we created the Michelle Miller Award for Jewish Commitment, knowing how deeply she felt about her Jewish friends and her Jewish community. To be committed to Judaism means you have chosen to make Judaism an important part of your life or become involved in the Jewish community.
Every year, this award is given to a student or students from the confirmation class who the rabbis, the cantor, and the educational staff feel demonstrate dedication to Jewish studies and commitment to Judaism. These individuals likewise are admired and respected by their peers.
This year we are presenting the Michelle Miller Award to two confirmands. The first student converted to Judaism in 2020, along with his mother and three brothers. Since then, he has become a vital member of Temple Beth community. From the start, he has embraced Jewish life with enthusiasm and commitment, consistently demonstrating the values at the heart of our tradition. In his confirmation personal statement, he reflected, "The most important things I have taken away from practicing Judaism are the values, ethics, and sense of morality. Judaism will serve as a guide to me throughout life situations, sacred and spiritual, mundane and secular." He truly lives these words, approaching every day with compassion, integrity, and a willingness to support others. His dedication to learning and growth has been evident throughout his confirmation studies, where he has always been engaged and thoughtful. He participated in Latzaken seminar in Washington, D.C., where he and his group advocated for climate justice, embodying the Jewish commitment to Katun Olam. Within Temple Bethel, he devotes more hours to working with children than any other teen. On Sundays, he serves as a madrik. In addition, he helps lead services with Patty Torsolini. He has worked diligently to improve his guitar skills to enrich his participation in the services. On Wednesdays, he assists students who need extra help with Hebrew, and this midweek commitment allows many more students to strengthen their Hebrew reading skills. This year, he also served as a madrik at our religious school retreat at Camp Thunderbird. In addition to all of the above, he works as a B'nai Mitzvah tutor. His involvement extends to High Holiday Teen Choir, where he joins Cantor Rodisky on the Bima. He is a member of our teen spiritual group, Liberty, through which he has connected with Jewish peers from across the Southeast at regional events. Through his actions and leadership, he exemplifies the main pillars of Jewish life: study, worship, and acts of loving kindness. His contributions have enriched our community, and he continues to inspire those around him with passion, empathy, and dedication.
Okay, as if that weren't enough. Whew. The second award recipient is a student who exemplifies vibrant Jewish leadership, blending intellectual curiosity, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to her community. Driven by her aspirations to become a rabbi, she seizes every opportunity to learn and contribute. As she wrote in her confirmation statement, I confirm my dedication to, connection with, and love for Judaism, as well as my resolve to be part of the Jewish community for the rest of my life. In the confirmation program, she distinguished herself in theology class with insightful questions and thoughtful dialogue. At the El Teken seminar in Washington, D.C., she spoke passionately about reproductive rights, inspiring her peers and advocating effectively with elected officials. Her initiative extended to co-authoring an article in the Charlotte Jewish News, amplifying her class's experience for the wider community. Her commitment to Jewish learning is matched by her dedication to service. At Temple Beth, she supports younger students as a Hebrew Hafsikah leader, Madrika for Shir Kids, B'nai Mitzvah tutor, and Shabbat service volunteer. She enriches communal life as a member of the teen choir and by joining Cantor Rudnitsky on the Bima throughout the year. Beyond the synagogue, she is active in Jewish youth groups, serving as member-at-large on the Liberty Board and participating at BBYO's Ohavim, gotta get that right, chapter. Her summer attendance at Camp Coleman and educational travel to Israel and Europe further reflect her commitment to deepening her Jewish identity and broadening her perspective. Her positivity, kindness, and dedication make her an invaluable presence in our community. Her journey reflects not only personal growth, but also a vision for the future, one in which she continues to learn, lead, and inspire others as a Jewish professional and one day as a rabbi. Well, I must say that after I read these two bios on these bios on these two students, I had to just stop and take a breath because it was breathtaking. And that's what I'm going to do right now. I usually go right ahead and rush into the names of these two remarkable students, but I just had to say that this was just a lot to take in, a lot. I don't know how they achieved all this, I really don't. But I also want to follow up on what Fred said. This class was amazing. And Rabbi Knight mentioned community. Did you hear how many times we mentioned community here? It seems to be a theme of the evening. This is an amazing community, and it's our future. So I just want to say it was inspiring and meaningful. You put together a meaningful service tonight. So mazel tov. All right, on to bigger things. Therefore, it is our honor and privilege to present the Michelle Miller Award for Jewish Commitment to Shane Peterson and Abby Sherman. So if you'd please come up. Mazel tov and good luck in whatever your endeavor. And I have, this is for Shane, and I have one for Abby. And I'm sorry, and good luck in all your future endeavors. Thank you.
Mazel tov, Abby and Shane. Thank you, Fred and Joy. It wouldn't be a Shabbat service if we didn't have a few announcements to let you know what's coming up. So first, join Brotherhood for Billiards and Bros at Rakma Pub and Billiards this Sunday at 7 p.m. Whether you're a seasoned pool player or just in it for the snacks, all are welcome. On Wednesday, May 21st at 11 a.m., Spice will be holding Jewish and Armenian musical traditions featuring the Beckler Cello and Alios Music Ensemble. Register by this Sunday. Thursday, May 22nd at 7 p.m., join the Jewish Community Refugee Initiative, or JCRI, for welcoming the stranger to the virtual table. This free Zoom event features local and national voices on how we can support refugees in our community. Registration is required. Looking ahead to Tuesday, May 27th at 5 p.m. This is really exciting, guys, okay? This is the one that's the big headliner. Join Jonathan Freeman, Steve Freeman, and Mark Risco on Zoom for our budget workshop. Take a deeper dive into FY 2025 results and the proposed 2026 budget before our annual meeting on June 3rd. On Friday, May 30th, at 6:13 p.m., join us for Shabbat honoring our high school seniors, a special service celebrating our graduating seniors, followed by an oneg. On Sunday, June 1st at 6 p.m., join us for Standing at Sinai, a Shavuot evening experience with Yiskor. We'll gather for dinner and creative workshops led by our clergy, followed by a Shavuot service with Yiskor at 7:30 and an oneg to follow. And speaking of celebrations, don't miss our congregational annual meeting on Tuesday, June 3rd at 7 p.m. We'll reflect on the year behind us, vote on leadership, and look ahead together. All are welcome, and registration is open now. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
And just a couple of announcements about our confirmation students. After our service, our confirmation families will be joining together for dinner in the Levine Social Hall. And confirmands, you will be able to pick up your certificate of confirmation, a certificate